So here's yet another short story about a wife who completely badgers her husband into an open marriage and eventually, like these all go, completely backfires. Titled, As I Promised, the Whole Story. And a shout out to Brett for sending me this story. He says here, I was married for 2 years at the time. Wife is a serious TikTok junkie and sends me tons of them a day. We're both in our early 20s. She starts sending me ones about open marriages and also some podcasts. He just said he's been married for 2 years and they're in their early 20s. Are they out of their freaking mind getting married that early? And gee, shocker, she's going to behave like a freaking child. Or at least how they are today. After a few long talks about how we are young and should try this before we're old or have kids, after a few months of pushing and pushing, I gave in and we set up some boundaries. Smack! You should never give in to that crap, dude, but that's the problem with these guys. But don't worry. Let me tell you, he'll have the last laugh. Our rules and boundaries are the following. Number 1, no unprotected SCX. Number 2, nothing in our house and no overnight stays. And 3, if SCX occurs with someone else, no details and no touching each other for 30 days. And a doctor's visit and cleared before any intimacy between us. Yeah, like this is going to work. Okay, fine. If they're having an open marriage, you think is that difficult for her to get dudes if she's in her early 20s and remotely attractive? That means he's never going to get any from her. Not that you want that, but still. This is insane, but, well, you'll see how this goes. So we open up our marriage, and she starts going on dates on Friday nights, and I work anyways as I get home normally around 10 p.m. For the first year, it was kind of fun. She goes out on a date, and by the time I get home, she's already home or getting home at the same time, and she tells me when they did it on that date, and she jumps me. That sounds fun to you, dumbass? Are you kidding me? I guess your fun part is you going out and hooking up, but still. How would you agree to this? What kind of self-respecting guy would agree to this? And by the way, obviously, she had other guys in mind when she proposed this. She's probably cheating already. These are just dates, no SCX or intimacy. During this first year, I myself go on 3 dates. Each one goes the exact same way. They find out that I'm married, and it's not what they're looking for. It was nice to meet you. After 3 dates, I quit. Oh, okay, I stand corrected. So yeah, he's not having any luck on his end because he's not the type of guy. He's obviously a married guy and a good guy, and he's not the type of a bad boy type that these gals want to fool around with. So they're like, nope, not interested. But for her, all sorts of guys would be happy to nail her as long as, she's young and attractive. They don't care that she's married. Then one Friday night, she doesn't get home till like 3 o'clock in the morning. She comes in and makes a joke about being too sore and tired for anything to see some hickey marks on her chest and thighs. I'm not going to lie, I was hurt and upset by this. Well, bonehead, you agreed to this whole thing. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you? What do you expect? And she's telling you that she's sore? Really? She's rubbing it in your face. She doesn't care. She's a total a-hole. It says here, on Monday and Tuesday, I don't remember, and she tries to initiate with me, and a reminder of the rule number 3. She gives me the, are you serious? 30 days and a doctor's visit, and I said, yes, I'm serious. This becomes a pattern for us, and she goes out with her bad boy on Friday nights, has her fun, and then spends the rest of the week trying to get me to change rule number 3. To me, it feels like she's put me on the shelf. Dude, you really think she's in love with you by asking for an open marriage just 2 years into a marriage? This is what happens. You marry a girl so young when you're not grown up enough, and she clearly doesn't care. So I start avoiding her, working more, being out of the house, even if it's just walking, and I start becoming a lot more physically active. I start losing some weight, and she's full on in the affair fog of a new relationship energy, and doesn't notice and thinks I'm out doing my own thing. 5 months of being on a shelf. I'm not seeing a reason to remain in this marriage. Why would you be in this marriage? What's the point? I was selling my happiness so she could be happy, and I was running out of things to sell. Up to this point, she had not broken any boundaries, and every time I bring up, maybe she should step back from him. I'm overreacting or blowing this way out of proportion. It's just some fun one night a week, she'd say. Our 4th wedding anniversary day arrives. So this started when they were married for 2 years, so this has been going on for like close to 2 years. Our 4th wedding anniversary day arrives, and I take the day off of work and make her dinner and clean the house. Smack! You shouldn't do anything for her. She got home from work about 4 p.m., hops in the shower, gets dressed up, and tells me she's going to a bar to see a local band and not wait up. On your anniversary? Yeah, she loves you so much. She completely forgot about our anniversary. I'm destroyed. Dude, you can't be that surprised. I wake up Saturday morning at 9 and she never came home. Boundary number 2 broken. I send her one simple text, you have broken our boundary of no sleeping over, I am done. It's about freaking time, man. It only took you 2 years. At 11:30 in the morning, she starts calling me and tells me she's just closed her eyes for a second and passed out, and it was an accident, and she's so sorry, and it'll never happen again. Yeah, that's a bunch of crap. My unwillingness to even talk about it causes her to wake up out of her fog. She ends up coming to my work before even open, and makes a big scene in front of the whole staff and the owners. She is just one big emotional jackass, big child. I'd say, get the fuck out of here before I call the cops. I'm finally able to calm her down enough, and she leaves, and I promise on Sunday we can discuss it. I get home from work Saturday night, and she once again tries to have you-know-what with me, and again I tell her rule number 3. She then tells me that she will no longer be seeing him and wants to close the open marriage and work on reconnecting with me. Oh, now you want to close the open marriage when you can clearly tell that this guy, when he said he's done. Amazing what happens when the guy lays down the law. A little too late. Seems that she freaked out when she woke up there and got my text, and he made fun of her, and she realized how much of an a-hole he was. That's usually how the bad boys and Chad and Tyrone roll. She tries every day to be intimate with me and fails badly. At this point, I have no need or want or desire from her. See? He's done. It is amazing what happens when a guy is done. If only a guy would behave and have self-respect during the time he's in a relationship with a gal on the same level when he's done. Being indifferent, not taking any crap, checking her, standing up for himself. The problem is these guys don't do that. She's a roommate to me now, barely. The 30 days goes by, and she goes to the doctor and gets checked out. She is clean of diseases, but she is, wait for it, pregnant. Holy crap, she's pregnant with Chad and Tyrone's baby. Not my problem. I'm not sure where her mind was with this, but she comes home all excited and tells me that we are pregnant. No, you're pregnant, not me. I tell her, good, I hope the two of you will be happy together. She looks at me confused for a few minutes and starts crying. Mailbag Handbook, Chapter 2. A few days later, she sends him a text telling him. His response was, wow, sucks to be you. You might want to pass it off as your husband later. A typical Chad response. I filed for divorce soon afterwards. She starts doing anything and everything to change my mind about the divorce, makes promises, begs, pleads, offers, everything under the sun, asking for a chance to fix us. Nope. I'm done, honey. You had your chance. You threw it all away so you could have some fun. I'm polite and nice about it, but I'm not having any of it. I'm stuck living with her for a while until our lease is up. We fall into a new pattern where she tries to be intimate with me, and I turn her down, and she gets upset and I go for a run. My resentment of her is growing, just like her baby bump. 3 weeks ago, she comes to my room to talk. She brought home pizza for me. Starts with how being pregnant, she's super horny all the time, and tries yet again to have SCX with me. That's because if you sleep together, it's going to throw a whole your divorce into a big mess. At this point, I'm running out of politeness. I tell her, sorry, I'm not into fat chicks. Maybe hit Tinder. Sure, someone will be out there who will be down for it. Whew. She leaves my room crying. Also, we had our first divorce hearing, and the judge slapped 6 weeks of marriage counseling on us, court order. Imagine that, 6 weeks of marriage counseling when you know you're done. So we go to 2 sessions. I kind of meet and greet thing, and we talk separately to get our stories out. I just want this over so we can move on with our lives. Last Sunday was my birthday, and on that Friday before it, she asked me to spend my birthday with her to celebrate it. Nope, no thanks. I declined her invitation, and she keeps pushing the subject, and I snap and tell her that I don't waste my special occasions on her anymore. The last one was our 4th anniversary, in which she went out and got knocked up by some pothead loser. You gotta be harsh. I leave her crying in the kitchen, and I told her that I would see her on Monday for our court-ordered waste of time. Monday morning arrives, and I'm at marriage counseling, and she never shows up. I call her and nothing. I call her friends, nothing. I call her parents. Well, it turns out she got arrested Sunday morning for DUI and reckless endangerment, and they are on the way. Oh my God. And you know what? She'll blame it all on him. I offer her a house for them to stay as I have a couch at a friend's house. My lawyer goes to the judge and expedites things. My divorce is finalized this past Friday. So you're free. Congratulations. Yesterday I helped them pack some of her stuff. I'm assuming he means her family. And today I'm going to help them load the U-Haul that they rented. She gets released tomorrow, and they are taking her back home with them. She wants to see me, but I feel that'll be worse for the both of us. We just need to move on. The end. So, guys, there you go. Short story, again, proving the open marriages don't work. Except this guy was a dumbass and agreed to it. But he was young. Obviously, he was more into the relationship than she was. And but it's amazing what happens. When a guy's done, look how he behaves. Indifferent. He checks her, doesn't give a shit, and look how she behaves when the guy's done. Boom, kissing his ass, all that. If only he would have behaved that way when she proposed this whole thing. But then again, then they'd still be together and she would just cheat on him left and right. So I guess it ended the right way. But gentlemen, never accept open marriage. She brings it up, it is over. And that's the same thing goes for open relationships if you're boyfriend, girlfriend. So good for this guy and ha-ha for her.